Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Lots of breaking news, including an embarrassing audio tape of Donald Trump and WikiLeaks releasing some of Hillary Clinton's secret Wall Street speeches. We also have Hurricane Matthew, not as bad as the media hype. We've got it all covered on this live broadcast. Let's start with presidential politics. Here are the facts. 2005, Donald Trump a segment with Access Hollywood. He was speaking with the entertainment reporter Billy Bush privately about women. The Washington Post somehow acquired that audio tape. I'm not going to play too much of it because it's crude guy talk, but here's a sample.
I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Shortly after that tape was posted, Donald Trump issued this statement, quote, "This was locker room banter, a private conversation that took place many years ago. Bill Clinton has said far worse to me on the golf course. I apologize if anyone was offended," unquote. It's worth noting that the Washington Post reporter involved with the tape, David Farenholt, wrote this line in his article, quote, "The tape appears at a time when Trump, the Republican presidential nominee, has sought to make a campaign issue out of his opponent's marriage. Trump has criticized former President Bill Clinton for his past infidelity and criticized opponent Hillary Clinton as her husband's enabler," unquote. What all the editors at the Washington Post apparently missed is that most of Mr. Trump's comments about the Clintons came after he was branded a woman hater by his opponent. Also, Trump refrained from mentioning the marriage in the last debate. Now, it seems to me that any fair-minded news operation would have included those two facts in the article. Or am I wrong? Anyway, this is an embarrassment for Donald Trump, no question. And here is the latest on the Hillary Clinton front. The hacker outfit WikiLeaks apparently accessed some of her speeches to Wall Street people, speeches the candidate did not want made public. A quick examination reveals no big headline, but two interesting comments. First, Secretary of State Clinton knew her BlackBerry correspondence was being targeted. Quote, "At the State Department, we were attacked every hour, more than once an hour, by incoming efforts to penetrate everything we had." And that was true across the U.S. government. And we knew it was going on when I would go to China or I would go to Russia, unquote. So the question then becomes, why did Secretary Clinton use a private server if she knew all that? Second speech component is this, quote, "Part of the problem with the political situation, too, is that there is such a bias against people who have led successful and or complicated lives. You know, the divestment of assets, the stripping of all kinds of positions, sale of stocks, it just becomes very onerous and unnecessary." So that is clearly sympathy for the wealthy. Bernie Sanders not gonna like it. Now, the fallout from this breaking news is still to be determined, but you can bet it'll come up during the debate on Sunday night. Let's not analyze further, Dana Perino. So let's take the Trump thing first. You think the audio is going to hurt him?
Yes, I do. And not just with women. I mean, he already has problems with women in the polls, and he's underperforming a little bit with men, but with women, he's really upside down. So there's that. It's shockingly lewd, but you were right to only play that part. But if you listen to that, it is... I understand that it's locker talk, or locker room talk. I've never heard that kind of language spoken by a grown person who actually wants to be president of the United States. He said, I know that his supporters are enthusiastic for him. In the Fox News poll released tonight, it's one of the best pieces of news in there for him. They are enthusiastic and they're strongly supportive.
We're doing that next, so I'm going to give you the poll numbers.
So they will offer excuses for him.
Well,
and he doesn't need excuses.
It's not about excuses at this juncture. I mean, I think that if you want to report accurately, Donald Trump was an entertainer and businessman for many, many years. And he engaged in all kinds of activities, all right? And he said all kinds of things. Not a politician, wasn't guarded in his private conversations. I think that's the truth.
That's fair.
Okay. So then it's up to the American voter, women and men, to say, okay, if a guy's going to talk this locker room stuff, is that disqualify him? Do you think it disqualifies him?
Not disqualifies, of course not. And I think both of them are... We're past the disqualification issue because we're 31 days and there's going to be...
No, but I was wondering, as a woman journalist...
No, I don't think it disqualifies him.
Now, so let me ask you another thing. Then the Clinton campaign comes out saying, hey, I mean, you can't put this man in the White House. But then when you think back about Bill Clinton, all right, that his approval rating, you know how high that is? Bill Clinton's approval rating right now? And that's after all of the things that we know.
I find it curious that when Donald Trump, his first reaction was to, he was sorry if anyone was offended,
Yes.
which is not actually an apology for the actions. Then he brings up Bill Clinton right away. So he says
and
that
that's
I'm
bad behavior pointing out the bad behavior. But
he says
my
that
point
Bill
is a
Clinton
larger
is
point. My point is a larger point. Bill Clinton is very popular
Indeed.
among the American people,
Yes.
who know everything that he did while he was in the Oval Office.
Yes, they do.
Does that signal that we live in a permissive, secular society who puts job performance, because I think Clinton did a pretty good job as president, particularly with the economy and welfare reform, over personal behavior?
was certainly for the Bill Clinton piece, but are Republicans held to a different standard? I don't know.
Well,
and it's not just women
tell me
that
your
are
opinion,
offended.
though.
I'm just saying, I don't think that it's just women that are offended. In fact, Reince Priebus, the RNC chairman, just issued a statement that was very aggressive about it. And I think that I do think that that matters. I do want to point out one thing.
What did Priebus say, though?
He said, I don't have it right in front of me because it just came out right before I sat down, that no woman should ever be described with these terms.
Okay.
And it's short and sweet, and that's it. And it's because it's not just women who would be offended by it. Now, I don't think I think that he will be able to deal with it in the debate just fine. People that want to support him are going to support him, but I think this is interesting what Hillary Clinton did from a tactical standpoint. She pulls out this part of the quote, that when you're a star, they let you do it. And I think the reason why she's doing that is she has a problem with young millennial women. Mm-hmm. They're not enthusiastic about voting for her. So what are they enthusiastic about? Well, there has been a movement on campus, you've covered it here, to fight back from a woman's point of view against unwanted advances from men who are in powerful positions, be it celebrity or politics or in management, that think that they can have this kind of way with women.
So Mrs. Clinton is getting into that.
I think she's she's targeting those young women.
Let's talk about the WikiLeaks thing.